top stories tonight in Y News. President Marcos orders law enforcement agencies to intensify its campaign against online sexual abuse against youth and child exploitation. The Department of Migrant Workers, or DMW, shuts down an immigration consultancy firm in Mandaluyong City allegedly involved in illegal recruitment. Multiple trade union centers and labor federations are gearing up to stage Labor Day mobilizations across various locations in the country. And we will discover why Ukraine implemented stricter regulations by temporarily prohibiting military-aged men from applying for passports abroad. Good evening, Philippines and the world. Today is Thursday, the 25th of April, 2024. Join us in the next hour as we deliver today's top stories around the Philippines and in other parts of the world. We are also seen in 1,935 satellite monitoring centers nationwide and via live streaming worldwide through the UNTV News and Rescue social media channels. I am Joselito Liquido. First in the news. The Philippines is considered as one of the global hotspots of online sexual abuse against youth, according to the National Coordination Center. In relation to this, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has directed law enforcement agencies to intensify the campaign against the abuse of youth. Nel Maribojo reports.
President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. is extremely concerned about cases of youth abuse through the internet. According to Department of Justice Assistant Secretary Jose Dominic Lavano, the President has directed all relevant government agencies to intensify the campaign against online sexual abuse or exploitation of children, or OSAEC, and child sexual abuse or exploitation materials, or CSAEM.
He gave the directive, a very strong directive, to the DOJ, to the PNP, and other law enforcement agencies to further intensify the efforts.
According to the National Coordination Center against OSAEC and CSAEM, apprehending those involved is a major challenge because the crime occurs within the very homes where relatives or close family members of the children are involved in the illegal acts. According to the agency's data, this illegal activity is widespread in Cagayan de Oro, Iligan, and Taguig City. Most of those engaging in these operations are from the poorest families.
Tina-target nila sila because they're easy targets because OSAIC is a financially lucrative activity. So kumakagat na yung mga ibang kumakagat na yung mga victims, mga 300, 200 for just showing CSAEM, showing nude pictures.
The Philippine National Police is also taking all measures to identify those running these illegal operations despite the challenges posed by technology. According to DOJ data, from 2009, there have been 523 convictions in cases related to online sexual abuse of children. Nel Maribojo, UNTV News and Rescue, we serve the people, we give glory to God.
The Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, conducted the first ever voter at Sitio Kapihan in Socorro, Surigao del Norte today. Jed Naresina tells us why.
To ensure that no one left behind in the exercise of the right to suffrage, the Commission on Elections, or COMELEC, led by Chairperson George Erwin Garcia, visited remote Sitio Kapihan in Socorro, Surigao del Norte today, April 25. The poll body conducted the first ever voter registration and education in the area.
Dito halimbawa sa Sitio Kapihan, gusto natin patunayan sa mga kababayan natin nakatira dito na hindi sila nakakalimutan ng COMELEC. Na ibig sabihin, dinadala natin ang serbisyo ng komisyon dito mismo sa kanila.
Garcia explained that though Sitio Kapihan recently being highlighted in news after Socorro Bayanihan Service Incorporated, or SBSI leader J. Renz Kilario, alias Senor Aguila, and some others who reside in the area were accused of abuses such of minors. The COMELEC has its mandate to fulfill to register all qualified Filipino individuals.
May ibang issue, pero ang COMELEC walang pakialam sa ibang issues na yon. Para sa atin, kinakailangan makaboto ang mga Pilipino, kinakailangan makaboto ang mga kababayan natin.
There are over 2,500 registered voters in the community coming from different areas. Thus, the poll body is eyeing to establish a voting precinct during the 2025 elections inside the Sitio Capihan. This would allow all residents to vote and will not be disenfranchised.
Kung meron ka mahigit 2,000 na mga botante, bakit naman nila kakailanganin pang pumunta sa bayan? Kung pwede mo naman dalhin ang pagboto dito mismo sa kanila.
SBSI new leadership appreciated COMELEC's effort to reach them.
Last election, national and local, hindi basta-basta yung experience namin doon sa mismong barangay kung saan nasakop yung Sitio Capihan. Hanggang alas 11, inabot ng hanggang alas 11 ng gabi, yung mga tao nagkapila pa. Mas pabor sa amin, napakalaking salamat talaga sa amin kay Chairman Garcia kung halimbawa mangyari man na dito mismo sa lugar namin, hintulutan niya na magbigay dito ng isang presinto po.
Meanwhile, the local authorities assure the safety of the residents, especially on the election day. Jed Neresina, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
Various trade union centers and labor federations held a joint presser earlier today. Along with this was their plan to march together on May 1 in calling on Congress to immediately pass the proposed legislated wage hikes. Let's return back to Jed Neresina for the details.
Various trade union centers and labor federations plans to hold Labor Day mobilization in different places in the country. Set on May 1, the workers will march together to call for a wage increase.
Ang call namin ay isang nationwide mobilization of all workers na in general dahil nga ang main focus is wage increase, yung dahilan ng aming sabay-sabay na pagmamarcha.
We will focus on our march sa dagdag sweldo. It would be in NCR at mga key cities and provinces. Cebu, Negros, Panay, and parts of Mindanao, Davao, General Santos, at iba pa.
According to Rene Magtubo, National Chairperson of Partido Manggagawa, they expect no less than 10,000 workers to join the said protest specifically in Manila.
Dito sa Metro Manila, nagmamarcha po ang hindi bababa sa 10,000 manggagawa. 10,000 manggagawa. Sa kahabaan po ng Espanya, meron kaming working unity na doon mag-iipon-ipon, no? And we will plan kung paano ang march papuntang Mindiola.
Nice Coronacion, Deputy Secretary General of Centro, added that the request for a wage hike is in accordance with the Constitution and it is not excessive request.
Hindi kami humihingi ng labis. Sinasabi sa ating konstitusyon, living wage, sahod na nakakabuhay, hindi nga minimum wage. Pero itong laban para sa mga manggagawa na mahigit 4.2 million ang makikinabang ay nararapat, napapanahon dahil sa tawag ng pangangailangan.
Trade union centers and labor federations continue to call for the immediate implementation of their demand for a wage increase.
Ngayon, ang sama-sama naming panawagan sa lahat ng usapin na to na aming pinagkakaisahan ay ang laban at ang aming pagkakaisa para sa taas sahod, 150 pataas. Kaya bukod sa aming panawagan sa Kongreso, nananawagan din kami kay Pangulong Bongbong Marcos i-certify as urgent ang mga batas para sa aumento sa sahod.
Filipino workers who plans to join the protest are expected in Mindiola on May 1 with their call, Dagdag Sahod Isa Batas. Jed Neresina, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
The Department of Migrant Workers, or DMW, has shut down an immigration consultancy firm. This comes as a result of allegations that the company is involved in illegal recruitment in Canada. Rosalie Cos will tell us why.
Due to allegation of illegal recruitment, the Department of Migrant Workers, or DMW, has closed down the main office of Dream Pathway Education and Immigration Services, an immigration consultancy firm in Mandaluyong City. In addition, its other 3 branches in Cabanatuan City, Nueva Ecija, Lipa, Batangas, and Napalit, Pampanga were also shut down. The company, which began operations in 2021, will face illegal recruitment charges.
Ito ay acts of recruitment without a license. Maraming nakasabit doon sa pader nila, sa dingding nila. At wala ni isa doon sa mga nakasabit na mga certificate, walang license from the DMW. So, this is simply illegal recruitment under the law.
The firm allegedly offers jobs such as nurse, caregiver, nursing aide, and welder as entry points to permanent residency in Canada for a professional fee of 110,000 pesos under Atlantic Immigration Pilot or AIP program. The company has been operating since 2021.
Doon sa 8 surveillance operations, may job offer, dinaan sa interview yung operative natin, minatch sa employer yung operative natin, and that's enough.
The company's illegal operations was identified through 8 surveillance operations by the DMW Migrant Workers Protection Bureau since January 2024.
Napatunayan namin na merong mga recruitment activities na ginagawa itong Dream Pathway.
The DMW has also called on victims of the immigration consultancy firm to contact them for assistance in filing the appropriate cases. The DMW also reminds everyone that all Filipinos going to Canada under the AIP, whether through direct hire processing or through a licensed recruitment agency, must undergo contract verification and documentary processing with the agency. Meanwhile, in a report by the DMW, over 15,000 illegal recruitment posts on social media platforms like Facebook and TikTok have been taken down. Rosalie Cos, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And for the news abroad. In response to a shortage of troops, the Ukrainian government has implemented stricter regulations by temporarily prohibiting military-age men from applying for passports abroad. This decision, announced on Wednesday, April 24, following a clarification from the Foreign Ministry, comes after Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba suspended consular services for males aged 18 to 60 until May 18. The ministry stated that applicants seeking a special certificate to return to Ukraine could receive assistance at embassies and consulates, with regular services set to resume on May 18. The new law on mobilization, effective from April 23, aims to bolster troop numbers through volunteer incentives and penalties for draft evasion. With hundreds of thousands of military-age Ukrainian men residing abroad, including an estimated 860,000 in the European Union, the country faces a troop shortage in its conflict against Russia. The foreign minister also announced that private agencies would no longer handle passport applications, restricting the process to government missions. However, the new restrictions do not apply to nationals permitted to cross state borders during martial law, including individuals with disabilities. Kuleba emphasized the incongruity of conscripted men residing abroad yet expecting state services, stating that citizenship does not exempt one from homeland duties. The United Nations has revealed that approximately 282 million people worldwide faced acute hunger last year, marking a significant increase from the previous year. Ruth Bahia tells us why.
The Food Security Information Network, or FSIN, published the global report on Wednesday, April 24, highlighting the worsening food insecurity around the world, with the number of people suffering from acute hunger increased by 24 million compared to the previous year, marking the 5th consecutive year of rising acute food insecurity. The worsening conditions were attributed to conflicts, extreme weather events, and economic shocks exacerbating the situation. Flora Wouters, the Deputy Director of the Emergencies Office within the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization, or FAO, highlighted the expanded geographic coverage and a deteriorating condition in 12 countries contributed to the surge in acute food insecurity. Meanwhile, Maximo Torrero, chief economist at FAO, emphasized the challenges of providing humanitarian relief in conflict-affected areas where access is hindered by safety concerns and logistical complexities. The report also highlighted the dire situation where about 700,000 people, including 600,000 in Gaza alone, were on the brink of starvation in 2023. Since 2016, the number of food insecure people has risen from 108 million to 282 million, with the share of the affected population doubling within the areas concerned. Furthermore, the report identified protracted major food crises in countries including Afghanistan, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, Nigeria, Syria, and Yemen. Secretary General Antonio Guterres expressed deep concern over the acute food crisis, emphasizing the urgent need for action and increased funding to address the crisis.
In a world of plenty, children are starving to death. Last year, almost 300 million people faced food crises. The number of people on the cusp of famine doubled to over 700,000, and Gaza has the highest number of people facing catastrophic hunger ever recorded by the Global Report on Food Crisis.
Progress in 2024 will depend on the end of hostilities, with a focus on rapid aid delivery in affected areas. Political instability and reduced agricultural production worsen conditions in Haiti, while the El Niño weather phenomenon could also lead to severe drought in West and Southern Africa. Moreover, the decreasing global food prices did not benefit low-income import-dependent countries, and high debt levels limited government options to mitigate the effects of high prices. While the situation improved in 2023 in 17 countries, the report underscored the need for coordinated international efforts to address the escalating food crisis. Ruth Bahe, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
We'll share more global stories with you later. For those watching our live streaming on YouTube, please click the subscribe button you see on your screen and ring the bell for notification. You may also follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. In a development tied to the seizure of 1.4 tons of shabu in Alitagtag, Batangas, the Philippine National Police Highway Patrol Group has recovered 2 abandoned vehicles allegedly linked to the illicit operation. According to the PNP Public Information Chief Police Colonel Jean Fajardo, the vehicles, a black Land Cruiser and a white Explorer, were discovered in San Luis, Pampanga, specifically in the parking areas of Santa Lucia Cemetery and the San Luis Cockpit area. Colonel Fajardo revealed that the CCTV footage identified these 2 vehicles alongside the van intercepted at checkpoint in Alitagtag, Batangas, laden with massive haul of shabu.
Nung na-recovered po itong mga abandon na sasakyan diyan po sa area po ng San Luis, ay iba na po yung plaka na nakakabit po dito. Subalit nung in-inspect nga po ito at pinaka-assess po, ay nakita po yung mga plaka po ng 2 sasakyan na nakita po doon sa mga CCTV footages sa Batangas, nandun po sa loob ng mga sasakyan, confirming na itong mga sasakyan po na ito ay yung mga sasakyan po na subject po ng ating investigation.
The recovered vehicles are now in the custody of the Highway Patrol Group Calabarzon for further investigation. Yellow alert and even red alert status in country's grid may persist until next month, according to the Department of Energy. JP Nunez will tell us why.
Due to the prevailing levels of heat caused by El Niño, the demand of power supply already exceeded the forecast of the Department of Energy or DOE. With this trend, yellow alert and red alert status is still possible in the coming weeks until mid of May.
So what we expect is that in the next few weeks until middle of May, that we are going to have yellow alerts and possibly red alerts in some areas.
Red alert is possible if more power plants will go offline. The Department of Energy appeals to the public on different energy conservation measures they may apply to reduce the demand for electricity. Among them is to keep curtains blocking sun rays to maintain cool temperature inside a room. Schedule their ironing at early morning or late evening to avoid consumption during peak hours, and unplug appliances when not in use.
Kung tuloy-tuloy na naka-plug ang mga appliances, ito ay nagkukonsumo din ng elektrisidad. So even simple things like this, no? Parang simple lamang ngunit nakakatulong ng malaki sa ating consumption.
Energy Secretary Lutilla added that the government is continuously conducting cloud seeding, which is necessary for them to create power supply from hydro plants. However, it cannot be expanded due to absence of clouds.
However, expanding the rain seeding operations has been limited with the absence of seedable clouds due to the prevailing El Nino.
JP Nunez, UNTV, News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
And in other global news, ANZAC Day Services see thousands gather across Australia, New Zealand, and around the world to commemorate those who fought and died in major conflicts. Paul Gatchalian tells us why.
At dawn on April 25, 1915, thousands of troops from the Australian and New Zealand Army Corps, or ANZAC, joined a larger Allied force that landed and battled on the Gallipoli Peninsula in Turkey during World War I. The unsuccessful invasion claimed more than 130,000 lives. Today, 109 years passed since the event. A significant change has been made to the public holiday as it now honors all Australian and New Zealand troops from all conflicts in the two nations' history. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese attended a service in the town of Izuraba, Papua New Guinea, where heavy fighting against the Japanese happened in World War II. Albanese stated that ANZAC Day is a day not to exalt in the glories of war, but to remember the fallen and their sacrifices. In the Australian capital, Canberra, there were 39,200 people gathered for a dawn service at the Australian War Memorial. Family, friends, veterans, military cadets, police, navy, and air personnel participated in the ANZAC Day March held in Brisbane's Adelaide Street, Sydney's Martin Place, and Melbourne's Swanston Street, to name a few. While members of the New Zealand Defence Force stand guard with the crowd at Pukeahu National War Memorial Park in Wellington, New Zealand. Thousands of New Zealanders took part in other parts of the country, including Auckland. New Zealand Prime Minister Christopher Luxon posted on social media platform X, "Lest we forget," along with the photos of the service at Auckland's War Memorial Museum. In addition, SPCA Victoria paid a touching tribute not just to all the brave men and women, but also to the service animals who gave their lives to serve the country. Paul Gatchalian, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people. We give glory to God.
Celebrity fashion designer Nancy Gonzalez has been sentenced to 18 months in prison by a Miami federal court in the United States. This verdict comes after she pleaded guilty to charges of smuggling crocodile handbags into the United States from Colombia. Gonzalez was arrested in Cali, Colombia in 2022 and extradited to the United States on allegations of violating U.S. wildlife laws. According to prosecutors, Gonzalez recruited couriers to smuggle her expensive handbags to commercial flights bound for the United States. The products are estimated to be worth $2 million or 115 million pesos. These designer bags are made from skins of captive caimans and pythons. However, Gonzalez did not have the required import authorizations from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service. Assistant U.S. Attorney Thomas Watts Fitzgerald likened Gonzalez's behavior to that of drug traffickers. During the court hearing, Gonzalez expressed remorse and apologized to the United States. Social media giant TikTok has assured that it will challenge the United States' move to ban the app in the country. This comes after U.S. President Joe Biden signed a proposal that could lead to the sale of the company or the closure of the social media app in America. The law arises from concerns that TikTok may share user data with Chinese government, a claim repeatedly denied by the company. If TikTok fails to comply with the U.S. government's orders within 9 months, it will no longer be available for download in the American market through Apple and Android stores. According to the TikTok boss, they are expected to file an appeal in U.S. courts in the coming days. The CEO of TikTok further stated that the data of its 170 million U.S. users is allegedly safe from outside interference and that the law goes against America's freedom of speech.
We will keep fighting for your rights in the courts. The facts and the Constitution are on our side. Make no mistake, this is a ban on TikTok and a ban on you and your voice.
Over 7 million small businesses in the U.S. rely on TikTok for income. The White House asserts that the law is related to U.S. national security and ensures that sensitive information of U.S. app users will not fall into rival countries such as China. And those are the reasons behind the news in other parts of the globe. In this year's Public Service Awards, the Philippine Coast Guard has taken a moment to honor the programs that have stood as steadfast partners in delivering fair and timely information to our fellow citizens. Among these distinguished initiatives, ito ang Balita UNTV shines brightly in the spotlight of recognition. Ryan Lacanlale reports.
The Philippine Coast Guard recognized the UNTV primetime newscast program Ito ang Balita as one of their partners in providing timely and truthful information that the public should know. In the Public Affairs Service Awards 2024 of the PCG, held earlier April 25, the station was one of those praised for its tireless public service.
Sa inyong lahat sa patuloy na pakikiisa sa mitiin ng Philippine Coast Guard na mabigyan ng tamang information ng ating mga kababayan, lalong-lalo na dun sa laban sa West Philippine Sea at sa environmental concerns, sa mga safety protocols natin pagka umiiral yung sama ng panahon.
According to the PCG, especially during this time when fake news is rampant, they are diligently working to provide correct information to our fellow citizens, especially on important issues such as the situation in the West Philippine Sea and what the public should do and know during inclement weather.
Maraming salamat sa pagpapahalaga sa Coast Guard. Tuwing may mga kontrobersya, hindi nyo nakakalimutang hinga ng panig para maging patas ang inyong pagbabalita. Maraming salamat sa mga pagkakataong ibinigay nyo para maingatan namin sa imahe ng organisasyon. Hindi kami perpekto, pero sa tulong ninyo, nagawa naming mapangalagaan ang tiwala ng publiko.
Vice Admiral Rolando Lisor Punsalan Jr., Deputy Commandant for Operations of PCG and former Head of Public Affairs Office, emphasized the importance of establishing a deep relationship between the media and the Philippine Coast Guard to ensure responsible information dissemination.
I realized na it's really partnership. Information can be taken actually from social media nowadays and even from other sources. Pero, correct me if I'm wrong, it appears na the reliability.
In addition to media personnel, the PCG personnel who are partners in disseminating information were also recognized. UNTV continues to monitor and cover important events in the society to deliver balanced and responsible news coverage. Ryan Lacanlale, UNTV News and Rescue. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
our kasambahay. As the world faces these trying times amid various challenges and uncertainties, we are inviting everyone to join the global prayer for humanity.
Good day. I'm Brother Eli Soriano of the members of the Church of God International. I want to invite you to join us in a minute of prayer every day to pray for humanity and the whole world as we go through these perilous times. While safety measures like washing of hands and strengthening of our immune systems may help us through this horrible predicament, there is still no precaution or cure more powerful than God's mighty intervention. And we need His intervention now more than ever. It doesn't matter what religion you are in or what denomination you belong. This is an invitation for all the people around the world who cares for the future of their family, friends, loved ones, and humanity as a whole. Everybody is welcome to pray with us. For more details, you can check out the description box below. Thank you very much, and I hope to hear from you soon. May God bless you.
And before we close, we will leave you with the word, giving glory to God. From the book of Isaiah chapter 57 verse 2, it says, "He shall enter into peace. They shall rest in their beds, each one walking in his uprightness." And those are the reasons behind the news April 4, 2024. Reasons behind we deliver to you as they unfold. And because we need to know, we will always ask why. I am Joselito Liquido. We serve the people, we give glory to God.
He gave the directive, a very strong directive, to the DOJ, to the PNP, and other law enforcement agencies to further intensify the efforts.
Tina-target nila sila because they're easy targets because aside kasi financially lucrative activity. So kumakagat na yung mga ibang kumakagat na yung mga victims, mga 300, 200 for just showing sisaem, showing nude pictures.
Dito halimbawa sa Sitio Kapihan, gusto natin patunayan sa mga kababayan natin nakatira dito, na hindi sila nakakalimutan ng COMELEC, na ibig sabihin dinadala natin ang servisyo ng komisyon dito mismo sa kanila. May ibang issue, pero ang COMELEC walang pakialam sa ibang issues na yon. Para sa atin, kinakailangan makaboto ang mga Pilipino, kinakailangan makaboto ang mga kababayan natin.
Ang call namin ay isang nationwide mobilization of all workers na in general, dahil nga ang main focus is wage increase, yung dahilan ng aming sabay-sabay na pagmamarcha.
We will focus on our march sa dagdag sweldo. It would be in NCR at mga key cities and provinces. Cebu, Negros, Panay, and parts of Mindanao, Davao, General Santos, at iba pa.
Hindi kami humihingi ng labis. Sinasabi sa ating konstitusyon, living wage, sahod na nakakabuhay, hindi nga minimum wage. Pero itong laban para sa mga manggagawa na mahigit 4.2 million ang makikinabang ay nararapat, napapanahon dahil sa tawag ng pangangailangan.
Ito ay acts of recruitment without a license. Maraming nakasabit doon sa pader nila, sa dingding nila, at wala ni isa doon sa mga nakasabit na mga certificate, walang license from the DMW. So this is simply illegal recruitment under the law. Doon sa 8 surveillance operations, may job offer, dinaan sa interview yung operative natin, minatch sa employer yung operative natin, and that's enough.
nung na-recovered po itong mga abandon na sasakyan dyan po sa area po ng San Luis ay iba na po yung plaka na nakakabit po dito. Subalit nung in-inspect nga po ito at pinaka-assess po ay nakita po yung mga plaka po ng dalawang sasakyan na nakita po doon sa mga CCTV footages sa Batangas, nandun po sa loob ng mga sasakyan, confirming na itong mga sasakyan po na ito ay yung mga sasakyan po na subject po ng ating investigation.
So what we expect is that in the next few weeks until middle of May, that we are going to have yellow alerts and possibly red alerts in some areas.
In a world of plenty, children are starving to death. Last year, almost 300 million people faced food crisis. The number of people on the cusp of famine doubled to over 700,000, and Gaza has the highest number of people facing catastrophic hunger ever recorded by the Global Report on Food Crisis.
We will keep fighting for your rights in the courts. The facts and the Constitution are on our side. Make no mistake, this is a ban on TikTok and a ban on you and your voice.
Maraming salamat sa pagpapahalaga sa Coast Guard. Tuwing may mga kontrobersya, hindi nyo nakakalimutang hinga ng panig para maging patas ang inyong pagbabalita. Maraming salamat sa mga pagkakataong ibinigay nyo para maingatan namin sa imahe ng organisasyon. Hindi kami perpekto, pero sa tulong ninyo, nagagawa naming mapangalagaan ang tiwala ng publiko.
I realized na it's really partnership. Information can be taken actually from social media nowadays and even from other sources. Pero correct me if I'm wrong, it appears na the reliability